Like any movie, any good Star Trek movie offers more than meets the eye. Interwoven themes and meaningful messages that speak to us beyond the pure entertainment factor the movie offers. Star Trek Beyond is one such movie, and I already did a video where I dig into Krall's ideology and see whether he has a valid grievance. There's a link on the screen and in the description if you want to see that. But what I want to talk about here isn't really thematic, at least not directly. It's visual. And I'm not really talking about the designs or the colors exactly, but the use of space and how objects and characters are positioned in the frame and in the environment to create feeling. This is by no means a rigid rule in this movie, but on many occasions we see wide shots used to isolate the subject and to enhance a feeling of loneliness, or cramped and narrow shots that create a sense of claustrophobia and danger. The Necro Cloud is thick and crowded, and we naturally tense up as the Enterprise barely squeezes through. The frame finally opens up and gives way to isolation. The Enterprise, though temporarily out of danger, is all alone. Here, the open space isn't a reprieve, it's a new source of anxiety. And as Krall's swarm approaches, we literally see this wide, lonely shot transform into a narrow, dangerous shot, strangling our heroes. The resulting action sequence leaves us with no breathing room. Krall's ships swarm around the Enterprise like a cage. The surface of Ultimate also serves to enhance feeling. The maze-like deep ravines separate the characters from one another, and the jagged rocks are almost like claws holding them earthbound. But this use of space isn't always negative. The close and cramped conditions help to visually reinforce the bonding of Spock and McCoy, for instance. And the wide shots, well, this shot is in some ways almost identical to a shot from earlier in the film, but the feeling is completely different. We don't feel isolated here, we feel free. And of course, that's because of context. All of this is context, really. Shots only really feel wide and open or too close for comfort because we have something to compare it to, and it's a solid understanding of the relationship between story and space that makes it so effective here. When this sort of thing is done well in a movie, it usually affects the viewer at a subconscious level, but digging into a movie's cinematography can often reveal new things, or inform us on why a movie makes us feel a certain way, whether good or bad. Have you noticed how cinematography has affected your perception in Star Trek? Or have you discovered things that I haven't touched on? I like discovering new reasons to love Star Trek, and if you do too, make sure to subscribe. And of course, I'd like to shout out to all of you on Patreon who've come together to support my content. It's a huge encouragement that helps me do my best. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.